What it's like being a musician in this modern world. It's difficult, and it's difficult in that if your goal of being a musician was to strive for fame and fortune, forget about it. It has to be your goal. You being a musician in this day and age has to be for the love of music, and not necessarily seeking the fame and the fortune. If fame and fortune comes, that's great, but I think your heart should be in creating great music. It's Not So Easy came out in 2003, and I did a remix re-release in 2010. And from 2010 until 2017, I was essentially watching the market and asking myself, what can I contribute? What will be my contribution to the body of music that is currently in the market? And I didn't feel I had a good answer to that question until I began recording this project. So when I began recording Shades of Blue, what had changed? A lot had changed. Music had changed, and I felt that making this a live record would give it an advantage, because there's a certain magic, there's a certain humanness that musicians will give their music, rather than use just a mechanical machine, computers or just non-human devices. Although a human may program them, there's an additional contribution that's you can't calculate that a live body gives to the creation of the music. So that, although that hasn't, it's always been about humans creating music, but I don't think many people are doing that as much today, and I felt that would be a different process to making Shades of Blue different. So I used all live musicians. That was one of the things that was the primary thing that I did. I did a lot more playing on this record than I did on It's Not So Easy. I tried to make sure the guitar was more of the center of the compositions, of the arrangements, of the playing. As far as the marketing, when you ask about putting music out, a lot has changed since the early 2000s, which is when It's Not So Easy came out, and the proliferation of social media, the YouTube, the the Facebook, the Instagram, and other social media and digital distribution. Those things have all really come into the mainstream. And those are a different set of tools that one has to work with. Social media, as it is today, did not exist in 2002, 2000. It was coming. I think YouTube was just coming into being in 2004, sometime around there. And these are now critical tools that one has at their disposal in the marketing and the promotion of their music. I don't mean just YouTube. I mean Facebook. You have to include Instagram, Twitter. And of course YouTube, and there are others. There's Reddit. There's numerous social medias where you have a means of connecting. The musician has a means of connecting to the followers of their music, and those things didn't exist as I stated before. So I had to. I'm still learning how to use those things in the marketing and promotion of the project. But at least, I feel that, okay, I'd rather have control of it, with, me touch it with my hands and my mind. And if something fails, I'd rather blame myself than say, well, my record company didn't do this. They didn't allocate enough budget for me. And that to me is something that is not part of the equation, because I'm pretty much doing everything myself. So, I work as hard as I can for myself. No one's going to work harder for me than me. So, that I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. But at the same time, my focus is always shifting, from the creation of the music, to the next thing, And that could be a little, sometimes you're scattered, but it's something I just feel it's an obligation if you believe in what you're doing. And I do have a great sincerity, belief in what I'm doing, and I just do it. I do it with a passion that I wouldn't be able to ask someone else to do.